Well, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Rose, and in today's video, we are going to discuss reasons why some international and intercultural marriages that originate from online dating don't survive. And keep in mind, I said some because a lot of people might come in my comment section saying, oh, defending themselves. I said some, okay? So some marriages that originate from online dating do survive and people just live happily ever after, so to speak. But some of them don't make it. And the reasons why these marriages don't make it is that I have said this so many times. It's very difficult to know somebody fully simply by chatting with them online, okay? And even if you enter into a long distance relationship, where somebody is coming to visit you for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, maybe 3 times a year, twice a year, or once a year, you're not really going to know that person fully, because first of all, as I keep saying, somebody is coming to, let's say Kenya, somebody is coming to Kenya to visit you. First of all, they are in holiday mood, okay? They are on vacation, okay? They have left all the stresses of their job and everything behind, and they are coming to spend time with you, and they are also on holiday. Therefore, it is very difficult to know somebody fully until you get to live with them and get to a normal routine, and then that's how you get to know somebody. So what happens is once you get online, you meet somebody, and then you get into a long distance relationship, and then finally you reunite with each other and you start living together. That is when now reality sets in. That is when you start getting to notice a few things here and there. And this is why I said, and I said yesterday on my live stream on TikTok, I said, if you see something, no matter how small it is, while you're doing this whole long distance, this whole online dating thing, you have to ask yourself this question: Am I gonna be able to live with this long term? Okay, that is if you're really dating for the purpose of living with somebody long term. Because another thing about this whole online dating is that people go online with hidden agendas on both sides. Okay, you find women from third world countries who want to get involved with people from first world countries because they want to migrate to those countries. Therefore, if they meet somebody, of course they are going to pretend, they are going to say, yeah, I find you, extremely attractive. You are the man I've been looking for. You are all this, you are all this. But the fact of the matter is they are chasing papers. Okay, they just want to migrate to that country. Once they get residency papers, they will be on their way. And on the other side, you find somebody who is going to a third world country. Not that, they're really attracted to those women from third world countries. May it be Philippines, Thailand, may it be South America, may it be Africa. Not because they are really attracted to those women, but they just want somebody that they can, exercise maybe their toxic masculinity, because in their previous marriage they were meant to feel like they are, he's not a man. Therefore, he's gonna get somebody who is from a third world country, who is a little bit disadvantaged, somebody who is not financially strong, like him. Therefore, he's gonna have a footing to oppress this somebody or to exercise his whatever it is that he wants to exercise. So there are people who go there with hidden agenda, and these are the people. Yesterday we had a story, quite a sad story, guys, actually. And I really wish that we could connect my live on TikTok to YouTube. But the thing is, we usually speak in Swahili. Therefore, if I connect it here, a lot of people will not understand, because my subscribers here, most of them are from different countries, so they might not understand what we are talking about. Therefore, that will be unfair. And the reason why I let it be like that is that on my TikTok, I worked so hard to get my TikTok to the Kenyan FYP or to the East African FYP. Therefore, I wanted, to reach my East African sisters. Therefore, if they say we are not comfortable speaking in English, I just let them speak in Swahili, so we speak in Swahili. But we had this story which was quite sad. So there's this lady who got involved with a German guy. I suppose they met online, how it goes, and they got married. Okay, they got married in Kenya. And she did the whole language thing, the level that is required by the German government, and she got the paper to move to Germany. Now the problem here is, when she got there, the guy is like, you're not gonna continue even with your language school, because you're supposed, once you move to Germany or to any these European countries that you have to learn language, once you get the required level, whether it's A level, B level, whichever requirement they want for you to be able to move to that country as a spouse of their citizen, once you get there, you are supposed to continue with the language. Okay, you're supposed to continue with your studies. Now, this lady moves to Germany, and then this guy is like, you're here now, so there is no, like, I don't see the reason why you should go back to school to continue with the language. The basic that you have is enough. Therefore, you are not going to school. Okay. And he's like, I brought you here to be with me. I didn't bring you here to be going to school. You also don't need to work. I can support us. Like, I'm the one who has been supporting you even while you are in Kenya. Therefore, now you're here with me, and you're not going to work, and you're not going to school. You're just going to sit in the house. To make the matters worse, like, this guy has refused for the girl to get a German SIM card. The thing is, and at this point, I just want you, I want you to buy my book that I'm going to release in the next 2 weeks. Okay, it's almost done. It's going to be on Amazon the next 2 weeks. I want you to get that book, because this girl getting a German SIM card for her phone is very important. Because even if she doesn't go to work, even if she doesn't leave the house, she can still make money. She can work. Okay, and the thing is, I feel like this is so unfortunate, because I am so sure that the girl, maybe when she was moving to Germany, she was like, I'm gonna go there, go to school, continue with the language, maybe go to school and study something else, get a job, make some money, But now she's being held prisoner in a foreign country by this husband. And this is why I'm telling you, do not blame these women. Sometimes you get involved with somebody, and then once everything is signed and sealed and you move in with somebody, that's when it hits you. That's when the true plan that they had for you, that's when it comes out. Because, and another thing, I don't know if they had discussed these things, because it's very important to discuss long-term plans. If you're getting involved with somebody and you are getting married, marriage is not something to play around with. Because if you get married to somebody, you become a wife to that person. That means you're tied to that person until you cancel that marriage. And when you move to their country, you're not going to cancel that marriage, because the marriage is the reason why you're in that country. So it's very important to discuss future plans. Okay, so we get married. Once I move to Germany, what are we going to do? This is what I think. I think I should go back to school. I think I should continue with my language school. I think I should find a job and work and make my own money and be independent. And this is another thing. Some of these men who are going to third world countries, they don't want you to be independent. They want to have control over you, over your life, over everything you're doing. They don't want you to be independent. And another thing they don't understand, this is another thing that our African women don't get. These men will not understand our way of doing things back in Africa. As much as you try to tell them, you're like, okay, so he tells you you're not going to go to work, you're not going to go to school, you're not going to do anything, you're just going to be, moving around the house the whole day, you're just in the house, and we go where I want you to go, so we go, you just... This is the escorting thing that we spoke about. You just escort me through my life, okay? Now, for an African woman, this thing might sound okay. You know why it might sound okay? Because we are raised to believe that the man is the head of the house and he's going to provide everything. Like if I need money to send back home to my people, he's going to provide that money. If I need money to do anything, he's going to provide that money. But the thing is, that is not how it works in his country. In fact, he might start now resenting you and feeling like you've become a burden, because that's not how it works. This is where then now the cultural differences come to play, because now you are thinking in your own culture, and this is one thing that I discourage. I always discourage you thinking in your own cultural mentality, and yet you have decided to date outside your culture. You have gone to another culture, you've gone to another country, you've gone to another continent, you've gone to another race, but you want to stick to your African way of thinking. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. If you find yourself in a situation like this, you have to fight to get out. It's not gonna work, my sister. Your family back home is looking at you like, okay, so you married this white man from Germany. You're living in Germany. We are suffering. We need money. It is what it is. Your parents are like, oh, we need to fix this. You are living abroad. You need to send this, and this is gonna drive you into depression, because you're gonna be so stressed. You don't have money. Your family is constantly, wanting something from you. You also want to do something for yourself. You cannot doing you've become a beggar, my sister. You've gone from your country where you used to have, even if it's a small business, even if you're boiling eggs for people and selling them, that was a business. And this is why I always say on dating sites, you should never say that when somebody asks you, what do you do for a living? You should never say nothing. You should never say nothing, because whatever it is you're doing, that is what is putting something on your table. Because I find a lot of women, they find guys on dating sites, they're like, what do you do for a living? Maybe somebody just has a small business, so now they don't think that is something to talk about. So they're like, no, just a few things here and there, just nothing. It's not nothing. It's not nothing. So back in Kenya, you had a small business, whatever it is you were doing. People don't just sit the whole day and do nothing in Kenya. They don't. So somebody telling you to come to Germany and sit in the house and do nothing the whole day, that doesn't even make sense. I don't even know where that guy is from, because it doesn't make sense. So back in Kenya, you had something that you were doing, no matter how small it is. Even if you are selling watermelons, you used to go to the market early in the morning and buy watermelons and slice them and put them in a bucket and go and sell them to the construction workers. Whatever it is you are doing something, and you are independent. Whatever money you are making, whether you are making 500 shillings a day or 200 shillings a day, 100 shillings a day, that was your money that you were making from your own hands. Now you have been turned into a beggar, and there is nothing wrong with you. You are functional, your body is fine, you can work, but you're not working. You have been turned into a beggar in a foreign country. That is a very dangerous situation. It is a very dangerous situation. And this is one reason why these marriages don't work. Because you can only take it for so long until you are like, I can't do it anymore. And you give up. Even if you are chasing those papers, those residential papers, the whatever card, the resident permit. It comes a time you're like, this is not even worth it. This is not worth it. I'm depressed. I feel useless. I'm being controlled. I'm being treated like a child. Because somebody is paying your bills. They feel they own you. My sister, if you find yourself in a situation like that, you have to get out. You have to get out. And this is what, there's another thing I said yesterday. Don't you ever be ashamed of going back to your country. Never be ashamed of that. Never. Because this is what is killing women overseas. People move from Africa, they go to Europe, they go to US, they go and die there. Because somebody doesn't want to go back to your country. You don't want to go back to your country because people are going to laugh at you, because they will see that you have lost an opportunity. There are so many people who want to go to Europe. You ended up in Europe, but you came back. Why did you come back? My sister, you are better off back in your country, where you have your support system, you have your family, you have your church community, you have your friends, your areas, your way around. You can move about in Kenya without any fear, because you're a citizen of that country. Nobody can ask you no question, what are you doing here? But in these countries, you're living in fear, especially if you have a temporary residency paper and somebody is threatening you, and they know that that paper means a lot to you, so they get to do whatever they want to you. Don't you ever show somebody that the residency paper is more important than your life. than your mental health. You know, always be. And this is why I'm telling you, you have to buy that book. You have to buy my book. You just have to. Because it's going to tell you, I'm going to tell you things that you have to set up before you leave your country. Once you get married and you start all that process, okay, we are processing, we are learning the language because we are moving to Germany. When it comes to the US, you don't really have to learn the language because we speak English, but it takes a long time to get the spousal visa or K1 visa, okay? While you're going through that process, there are things that you need to set up. There are things that you need to set up back home to secure yourself in case of anything. Because you never know. People get online for different reasons. It's not just this fairy tale love story that you are thinking about. Especially those people who come specifically looking for women from third world country. You have to be very careful. These people who go looking for women from third world countries, you have to be careful. You have to be careful. And another thing, those of you who are targeting these men from first world countries, because those men also are becoming victims, because you people, you go there, you pretend, oh yes, oh yeah, you are the one I've been looking for, but he's not the one you've been looking for. He's not. It's just that he's from the US and you always wanted to go to the US. So everything about him, oh, maybe he's you know, his looks, he's not the kind of person you would go for, but you're like, oh yeah, I find you like, oh, you are so hot. I find you so, oh, you are extremely attractive. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. These papers, these residential papers that people are chasing, you get the paper, okay, maybe you might get the paper, but it's not going to help you anyway. It's not going to help you. You know why it's not going to help you? Because you pushed yourself in a situation where you didn't want to be there anyway, but you're there because of the paper. Therefore, you have to find ways to cope. You are not attracted to this guy. You have to sleep with him. So you have to turn to alcohol or something to help you push through. So by the time the paper is coming, the permanent residency card is coming out, you're already an alcoholic. You're already into substance abuse. Or by the time the permanent residence paper is coming out, you are in the casket. How did it help you? How did it help you? It is possible to find somebody from another country, somebody that you have a potential to build a life with, to have a proper relationship with, and still move to that country and stay and build a life and build a family and live happily ever after. But the problem is, some of you're getting on those dating sites, you are not even filtering anything because the goal is to get to the US, the goal is to enter Europe. No matter what. There's somebody who left a comment yesterday on my video. She said, Bora nivuke. That's what she said. Bora nivuke. That means as long as I cross to the other side. So, once you put yourself in that position, then you're in danger. There's another lady who did that, who did the whole Bora nivuke thing. I'm going to come back with another video to tell you that story. That was it was a traumatizing story, my God. By the time I ended that live, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was shaking. I was traumatized. Guys, let's stop with this desperation. When you're dating from a place of lack and from a place of desperation, you make the wrong choices. You make desperate decisions that are going to end you in trouble, in danger. In danger. And as I said, people are going on dating sites for different reasons. It's not just love or marriage or long-term relationships or things like that. Some people are crazy out there. So when you see these marriages that originate from online dating, and then you're like, okay, we used to see this couple 2 years ago. What happened? Oh, I see the girl now is posting videos by herself. I see she's living by herself. What's going on? It's because when they got there, that's when now they realize that they messed up. Because sometimes we see these red flags and then we ignore them. We are like, oh, okay, I'll change him. I'll pray for him. I'll do this for him. You cannot change nobody. You cannot. You see somebody has bad habits, their lifestyle does not align with your lifestyle, but you're like, when I get there, I will change him. I have the power. I'm an African woman. I'm going to change him. You're not going to change anybody. So, don't ignore the red flags. Try as much as you can. And it's so unfortunate because we are not allowed, these countries don't allow us to at least travel there. You go and visit your boyfriend for a month, come back to your country, stay for a little bit, let him come. That, I think that would help a little bit. But unfortunately, we get limited time. Okay, he comes, he visits you for 2 weeks, then he goes back, then you stay, long periods of time on this whole long distance relationship, and we are always putting our best foot forward, and then once you get there, it just hits you, and then you kind of feel trapped now because you're already married. Everything depends on this marriage certificate. A lot of people are putting up with a lot, and this is why I said you need to set yourself up in a way that if you go there, you stay there for 6 months, you're like, no, this is not working out, this is, I don't know, then you can always go back. You can always go back to your country. Please, let's not act as if our countries are so horrible that we are willing to risk our lives, we are willing to risk our mental health because we must be in Western countries. We must. Yes, it's good to dream. It's good to want to go there and establish yourself. But if the environment does not allow you to establish yourself, go back and start again. Try again. Because this residency card, it has killed a lot of women. A lot. You go there, you struggle, you put up with a lot, and then in the end, as I said, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. So, what I can say is a lot of these marriages that originate from online dating, they are not based on honesty. A lot of them, they are not based on honesty. People just go there, they have an end goal, but they're not putting on the table what the end goal is. They just pretend and lie, and they just lie and lie until, they get there, and then you think you're smarter than the other guy. I don't know why we tend to think, we as African women, I don't know what's wrong with us. We tend to think that those people are not smart, that you can just, twist them and lie to them and pretend and become this actress. But the thing is, do you know, in these countries, people even know how to read body language. People who are emotionally intelligent, people who are intelligent, they can even read your body language. You can be saying one thing, but your body is saying something else. Then they're like, okay, so you came here to trick me, to lie to me. Okay, fine. Let's play. Let's play this game. Like, we don't know this sister who got this German guy who said you cannot work, you cannot go to school. The other thing he did, instead of filing the residency permit that allows her to live in Germany for 3 years, he says she should be issued with a permit that is valid for 6 months because they are not going to be living there full time. They are not going to be living in Germany full time. Who knows why he did that? Who knows? Because we can sit here and say, oh, the guy is horrible, the guy is this, but we don't know what the woman did. Maybe the guy realized, okay, you just wanted to use me for papers. I'm going to make sure you're not going to get those papers. And you think you came here to better your life and you pretended you love me and you don't love me. I'm going to make sure you are not going to get that job and you're not going to go to that school. There are people who are like that, vindictive. They're like, okay, fine. You came to me with lies, fine. Okay, there are people who will be like, okay, fine, you lied to me, but I understand it's because you wanted to better your life. Okay, I will allow you to do whatever you want. But then they're like, okay, no, you wanted to use me. I'm not going to allow you to use me. We don't know. We don't know. Because we only got one side of the story, so we don't know. So we think we are so smart. We are like, okay, I'm gonna go there, get my residency paper, and then be on my way. My sister, hey, by the time you wait for that paper, the permanent one, to come out, because it depends with the country. These European countries have different rules. Okay, you might find in Germany it's 3 years. You might find another country is 5 years before you can get the permanent one. You'll be on a temporary one. So now this German guy has put the temporary one for 6 months. So every 6 months she has to go and deal with immigration. 6 months, not even 1 year. 6 months. Don't think people are not smart. Don't think you can outsmart people. I feel like you should just lead with honesty, okay? And then just, just hope for the best, and hope you'll also find somebody who is honest. And then build something that, something that has roots. Because this whole thing, a lot of these marriages don't have roots because they are based on lies. They are based on lies. Whether it's from the side of the woman or from the side of the man, it's based on lies. The man wants to have a woman that he can turn into a doormat. The woman wants to have somebody that she can use to get residency papers. It's oh my goodness. And I feel like these days online dating is the most risky form of dating you can do. It's very risky right now because all kinds of weird people are on dating sites, targeting different things. There are some who are targeting women with children because they just want to get access to those children. There's so many things that are going wrong. You have to open your eyes. You have to do your research. Okay? You have to not be in a rush. You have to be patient. You have to learn how to let go of people. You're like, okay, no, trust your gut. If your instinct is telling you this is bad news, block that person. Always be ready to let go. The problem with us, we get on a dating site, and then if we see somebody that we are talking to, we don't want to let go because you're like, oh, it took me so long to find somebody serious. I've been dealing with scammers and jokers and crazy people. This person, I cannot let go. No, you have to let go. You have to let go. Once you find there is something wrong, once you find your gut feeling is telling you, no, there's something wrong with this person. Why is he always focusing on my children instead of focusing on me, and he's dating me? Why is he trying to control what I wear, what I eat, and he's so far away? Why is he always, keeping tabs on me? Why is he controlling me? He hasn't even married me. We haven't even established anything tangible, but he's controlling me. You have to be, careful. And you have to be patient and be ready to let go. A lot of these people, you find somebody, you date somebody online, they keep treating you like trash. As I keep saying, somebody can ghost you and go away and try out other women, and then, decide, oh, there's another one, I left there, let me go back. And then he comes back, he doesn't tell you where he went or what happened. He just comes back as if he never left. And then you accept him and you thank God, you say, hallelujah, he has come back. You cannot let people treat you like this. Our desperation is driving us to doing things that are like they're just danger. We are endangering our lives and our mental health. Let's be careful. And if you end up in an online originated marriage, okay, and you feel it's not going well, it's okay to leave. It's okay to leave, because some of them, as I said, some of them, they are not real marriages. They're people who are just looking for slaves and caregivers. Because caregiving is very expensive in Europe. So they just they're like, okay, okay, fine, I will sign the marriage paper, but I just want her to be cleaning for me, to be looking after me, and to be taking care of me in the bedroom. Then everything is fine. That's why you find they don't want you to go to work. You are there to serve them. You're a hospice. Some of them are hospice wives. Your job is just to take care of somebody. And this is why I also said yesterday, I said it's not just a case of looking at doing this whole medical checkup, it's not just a case of looking at these sexually transmitted diseases. It's also about looking at other conditions, that they already pre-existing conditions that they have, medical conditions, because somebody might have a pre-existing medical condition that he knows he's getting to the stage where he needs somebody to give him 24-hour caregiving services. So they're like, I'm just gonna pretend, I'm looking for a wife, but I know in a couple of years, I'm gonna have a caregiver. And these women from third world countries, we are raised in a way that, we take care of our people when they are sick. Whether you're from the Philippines, whether you are from Kenya, whether you are from Brazil, that's how it is. So they're like, okay, I'm going to invest a little bit. Okay, I'm going to sign that marriage paper, but then I'll have a caregiver for free. 24 hours. Do you know how expensive it is to pay a caregiver to be with you for 24 hours a day? It is so expensive. And then you're just going to be there 24 hours looking after somebody. And they're going to mistreat you and take you for granted. They're not going to be appreciative of what you're doing. And in the end, if something happens, whether they die or they recover or whatever happens, they are never going to remember the things you did for them. They are not. Because, so what? You were just a wife. So what? So you did that. So you cleaned after me. So you bathed me. So you fed me when I couldn't feed myself. So what? Do not do these things. Do not put yourself in a situation like that, because it's so unfair. It is so unfair. We need to know. These are very important questions you need to ask. You need to know. Does somebody have a pre-existing condition? Are they sick? It's not just about as I said, the STDs. Are they sick? Do they have a lifestyle that could end them in trouble? And then you are left to pick up the pieces. Some women might want to get into these relationships for the right reasons. It's somebody who just want to get married, build a life together, grow old together, And then you get there, and then somebody has a bad lifestyle that will end you in trouble. It will end you in a place where you are picking up the pieces, and it's because they were careless with their life, and it's not fair. It's not fair. It is so unfortunate. There are so many things we have to look at. So many things we have to look at, because getting online, getting on a dating site, you're putting yourself at risk, because you're going to be in a foreign country, as I said, no support, nothing, new culture, new everything, new language, everything is new to you. You are in a foreign land. You are not in a familiar ground. So you have to put your safety as a priority. And if you get there and you're not safe, you should not be ashamed to go back to your country and start over. And this is why I said you need to set yourself up in a way that even when you go there, if things go wrong, you can always go back and you'll be fine. Another mistake women make when they meet somebody online and maybe they get married or they're planning to move to the country, you sell all your belongings, you sell everything. Even if you had a piece of land, you sell it. Because now you're going Maju. Big mistake. Big mistake. You don't know what awaits you there. You don't know how life is going to turn out. You don't know. You're going to the world of unknown. Be very careful. So, the reason why these marriages fail is that they are not based in honesty. People have hidden agendas, okay? People just want to take advantage of each other, okay? Sometimes you get there and then you find the fantasies that you had is not what it is. The reality is not like the fantasy you had. Sometimes you might get there and then you find the family doesn't accept you. The society, the community around you does not accept you. Sometimes you just might feel homesick because you lack the support, as I said, of your community, of your family, of your friends. Then you are like, I cannot do it. I cannot live here. Sometimes even the weather. You know, sometimes you might move to a country, I don't know, you move to Norway, you move to those countries, and then you start getting the winter depression and everything, and then maybe you are living in a place in the middle of nowhere. There's a Kenyan lady who went back to Kenya because she moved to Norway, and they were living in the middle of the forest. And she was getting depressed. She was like, no, this is not the life I wanted. And she asked the husband, she said, would you be willing for us to move to somewhere else? The husband said, no, this is my home, and I told you this is where I live, and this is where we are coming to live. So that marriage did not survive. It didn't make it. My sister, be very careful when you're online dating. Be very careful and always be prepared. Anything is possible. Sometimes maybe both of you are not bad people. You are a good person. He's a good person. But together you are not good people. You are not good together. It also happens. It's not like he's a bad person. You are not a bad person. But living together, being together, maybe you are good from a distance. You know, he's in his country. You're in your country. You see each other once in a while when he comes to visit. That was working perfectly. But once you moved in, you're like, we are not good together. It happens. And this is another thing African women don't like to admit, because we are conditioned to, you are the one who should make your marriage stand. It must stand. You must stay there. There's a lady who came to my life the other day, and it was very sad, the thing that she said. She said, for me, divorce is a no. I don't care. I don't care what she's not married, she's dating right currently, and she's like, I don't care what happens. Once I get married, I am there to stay there and die there. That is a horrible mindset to have. It's a horrible mindset, because once you put yourself in that situation mentally, then you're just going to die there, because sometimes things don't work out. We as African women, we don't like to admit when something is not working out, especially when it comes to marriage. We fight and force, and you cannot force somebody, especially these people who are not from your culture. You cannot force somebody and say, we must stay married, we must stay married. These people, he can just wake up one day and say, you know what, it's not working out, I'm done. And then you are there, you are just staying there by force. There's another lady who is staying somewhere by force. The guy has already said, it's done, I'm done with the marriage. I don't want to be married anymore. Like, it's done. But she's there pushing and praying. And if you date outside your culture, you have to learn the culture and accept how the culture works. And you don't have to force your culture on somebody else. Okay? Because this is another thing. Yeah, in Kenya, this is how we do things. We stay married and we must stay married. That is in Kenya. That is in Kenya. You left your culture. Why did you leave your culture? Why didn't you marry a fellow Kenyan? Why did you go marrying somebody in Europe, in Canada, in Australia? You should have stayed in your own culture. If you are not willing to adapt to the new culture, this is your husband's culture, okay? So you learn how things work. If he says you know, there's this topic I usually bring from time to time on my TikTok lives about the 50-50 culture. That thing makes people go insane. African women don't like hearing that. I cannot pay bills for a man. I cannot do this for a man. But the thing is, sometimes these marriages, depending, because a lot of African women want to marry old men because they want the old men to give them soft life. You know, they should just stay there, look cute, and their bills are taken care of, and this man should take care of them. Okay, that's different. Now, if you marry somebody, just a normal couple, somebody who is within your age, you are both young, you are starting out life, and you're gonna have children, you're gonna buy a house if he hasn't bought a house. These are things that you're going to do together as a family, and African women don't want to accept that. How is it that, let's say for example, you move to Germany, you are married to somebody who is close to your age, So both of you are starting out in life. Maybe he just got that job. He hasn't even worked for many years. But now you want to come, get a job, make money, and he should, he should take care of everything. And then you're going to have children. He should also take care of that by himself. Everything he should take care of by himself. Even in Kenya, that is not working out these days. Women in Kenya are working. Families are working. The woman, even if she doesn't have like a 9 to 5, she's doing a little business. She got a side business that she's doing something. I don't know why when it comes to interracial and intercultural marriages, this is when we become so angry. When you hear Rose saying in some cases you will have to pay the bills, get so angry. No. Anyway, thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel today. I know I haven't been posting, guys. Life has been tough, to say the least. But I am trying. I am really trying to keep my page going. And I have so many things prepared for you. As I said, I have the book and you must buy that book. I know the other book a lot of people didn't buy, but this one you must buy. Especially if you're doing online dating or you are currently in a long distance relationship, maybe you're already married and you're waiting for your papers. It is very important that you buy this book. Very important. It's crucial that you buy this book, if I may say so myself. So, we're gonna leave it there for now. I'm gonna see you on my next video. Please leave your comments, what you think about this. What do you think? What do you think causes these intercultural, international marriages to fail, especially the marriages that originate from online dating? What is your opinion? What do you think that makes them fail? Because a lot of them don't get to the 10th year anniversary. They don't. Even the 5th year anniversary, maybe they just get there because of the permanent paper, the permanent residence paper. It just holds it until the 5th year anniversary. Then the paper comes out, then we are done. So what do you think? Please leave your comments below. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to those who have been even coming to my TikTok and saying, Rose, why are you not posting videos on YouTube? We are waiting for you. Thank you so much. I am working on it. They are coming. The videos are coming, guys. Bye-bye for now.